Sunday morning and welcome back at 7:30. I'm Maddie Kurth. We are tracking the tropics this morning for development in the Gulf. So let's get you straight over to meteorologist Hannah Gard for a check of that Weather Authority forecast. Make this make sense for us, Hannah.
Yeah, the National Hurricane Center has outlined the Northeast Gulf for potential tropical development over the next 7 days. So in this area, we could see slow development as we go throughout the work week. Right now, we don't have a low to track that's actually in this blob yet. This is just the location that we're expecting to see broad low pressure forming. We are included on the south shore within this blob as well, so that formation possible anywhere across the northern and northeastern Gulf. Right now, we're seeing a pretty robust area of storms that's happening off the east coast of Florida. This is where the upper level low is starting to form, and then that will eventually move around the area of high pressure that's making all of this go clockwise right now and into that area that's highlighted by the National Hurricane Center. So looking at water vapor, you can kind of make it out a little bit better. We have this broad clockwise spin. You can actually see there's another upper level low right here that's sitting over the Gulf. Then over on the eastern side, you see this little spin that's happening and then sparking up those storms on the surface. That's what we're watching to eventually move around that high. So as this comes to the south, the high pressure builds over us. This is going to mean drier and hotter for the early parts of the week. And then all the tropical moisture starts to pool in that area that's highlighted, and we could see a surface low trying to form on the axis of this broader area of low pressure. So this is what we're watching. And it does look like it would be somewhere between Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle there into the Big Bend region if we did see something try to form. Right now, modeling is on the weaker side. The ensemble is saying maybe we see a tropical depression form, but there are favorable environmental conditions. We do have very warm sea surface temperatures, especially to the south of Louisiana and right along the coastal areas. You could see we also have a little batch of some warmer waters there. So it'll depend where all the disturbed weather sits and for how long if we see that formation trying to occur, regardless of tropical development. So if we see a tropical depression, a low-end tropical storm, or nothing, we're still going to get a very disturbed Gulf. So that's going to lead to high areas of rainfall, especially for the Florida Peninsula, up to 5 inches. And then for us, you can see there's a little bullseye offshore of over 5 inches of rain possible. What we have to watch for is this translating inland. How much moisture do we get that's actually getting farther up to the north if we see something trying to come together. So we'll be watching this closely, of course. If we do see a tropical storm, the next name on the list would be Dexter. So that's what we have in store as we head into the work week. Rain chances higher after about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We went up to 60%, giving you the first alert for the heavy rain threat. Before that, we're really in the summertime pattern, 40% today, tomorrow. It's a little drier Tuesday as that high pressure is right over us, and then we'll start to introduce the tropical moisture to the forecast. Current conditions, we're seeing those clear skies out there, upper 70s in Belchase, 77. It's 82 at New Orleans International, feeling like 91 already. Those feels like temperatures climbing to the low triple digits before we start to get the rain coming into play. So we'll pop up maybe to low 90s for our highs, and then here comes the rain, and that always helps with the temperatures. It does back it off a little bit, but having to watch the radar through the afternoon. Again, here's what it looks like right now. Seeing some coastal showers, little downpours. We do have a storm here, might move toward Cocodrie shortly, so watching those areas offshore. And then once we get more daytime heating, it moves inland. We do have to watch for that isolated street flooding threat because we don't have fast motion with storms like this where it's coming from the lake and sea breeze. By the evening, dissipating. And then we'll do the same thing tomorrow. We got showers in the morning, coastal, it's dry inland, and then we see those storms moving inland as we go throughout the afternoon. Much drier on Tuesday. You can see on the modeling here, it's really just a couple of showers, but that will push the heat index up Tuesday and Wednesday. We could get to around heat advisory criteria, potentially around 108, because we will have those high dew points paired with the heat. So watching for that in the early parts of the week. And then, of course, after Wednesday, we will be closely monitoring that tropical disturbance. Regardless of formation, we will have very disturbed weather, so an increase in those rain chances, Maddie.
All right, so if you're not thinking about the heat, think about the rain, all the things you got to get set up here to get your week going. off on the right foot.
Yep, and if you have plans later in the week, think about the fact that we might have some heavy rain threat there, especially into the early parts of the weekend if you have plans. But with the tropics, we'll keep monitoring it. Right now, looks like it could be on the weaker side, but that could obviously change. It's still 5 days out.
All right, check back in with us. Thanks, Hannah.
Yep.